brothers and sisters. Wow. Am I talking to Catholics here? Uhuru, brothers and sisters. Sounds better. First of all, I just want to say thank you to the African Bounty School for the tremendous work they have done. You also what these children can do. You can see what African children can do if they are taught under the right leadership. So I think that was great. And I want to say thank you to the organizers, the African People's Parliaments, starting from Brother Minka, Brother Mbandaka, Brother Ko, and Brother, I saw Brother Abu here somewhere, and Brother Kwesi, I saw him as well. So I want to say hello to all of you, as Brother from the Nationalist Islam. I want to say hello to all of you. And hello is Swahili words, which simply means freedom. By the way, not only means freedom, because we need to be free, but it's also ancient words. Coming from, you're familiar with Horus in ancient Egypt? That's how Uhuru comes. It's basically, the root is the same. If you're going to write it using hieroglyphics, you use the same. So it's not something that we borrow from anybody else, but from ancient African language. So, Uhuru to all of you. And now I'm going to speak about Patrice Lumumba. But before I forget, I want just to touch on a couple of things, couple of points about Malcolm X. You know, Patrice Lumumba, Malcolm X, and Fanon, they were giants. They were giants because they were leaders who showed the way forward. And Malcolm X, as you know, the struggle for civil rights in the United States were reaching some limitations. And Malcolm X is the one who moved that struggle from the civil rights to the Black Power struggle. His influence on the snake and the Black Panther, as you know. And one of the reasons he was assassinated, because he did that. He moved it because the colonizers restricted, defined what our movement should be about. It should be about the civil rights movement. And Malcolm X intervened and moved it beyond what colonizers described it to be. And also Malcolm X took our struggle in the United States to the world, right? It wasn't just a struggle inside the US, he took it to the world. Basically, he exposed the US, not just inside the United States, to the whole world. And remember, the FBI said something about who could be the messiah of the black people in the United States. And Malcolm X was one of them. So I just want to say those 2 points before I forgot. And as you know, I'm a part of the Uhuru movement. This organization led by Chairman Omowale Malcolm X. And the FBI, as you know, tried to silence him. And they failed because of your struggle. I remember being for Brother Mbandaka, Brother Mink, and others outside the U.S. Embassy. And I just want to say thank you for that. Brother Carl also was there. Sister Chase also was there. And everyone who participated, I want to say thank you to you. It's because of your participation that we beat the case. And the United States failed to silence Chairman Omowale Malcolm X. So when we fight, we win. That's right. You know, when we fight, we win. And now, regarding Patrice Lumumba, you know, when he died, he was only 35 years old. Yes, he was a young man. It was at the age, probably, of Ibrahim Traore. So he had the weight of the African nation on his shoulders. But he didn't have the benefit of like Ibrahim Traore, because Ibrahim Traore had Sankara, had Lumumba, had Malcolm X, had Garth, all that. Lumumba didn't have that. And the closest leaders he looked up to was Kwame Nkrumah. See, so Patrice Lumumba emerged at a critical time in history. At a critical time in history, just like now, we are at a critical time in history. Whatever we do right now will influence what's going to happen in the next 20 or 50 years. That's why Ibrahim Traore is so significant. He has contributed in making Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger the axis of resistance. Just like the Iranians, they speak about the axis of resistance, Palestine, Lebanon, and Iran. And now you can say, where is the resistance in Africa? Yes, in Mali, in Burkina, and also in Niger. What they have done, they have brought back the anti-colonial struggle. Remember, the independence, or so-called independence of Africa, meant to stop the growth of African struggle for independence to its full conclusion. That's why they gave us fake independence, false independence. That's why they killed Patrice Lumumba. Because Lumumba was determined, just like Malcolm X, to take the struggle behind the conclusion of the colonizers. For the colonizers, in the morning, we signed the Declaration of Independence, you have a new flag, but everything stayed the same. Lumumba said, no, independence meant the people must benefit from the resources of Africa. Independence meant the unity of Africa. You know, Lumumba signed a treaty of unity with Kwame Nkrumah. You're aware of that? That's why they killed him. Because there's a writer in the Congo whose dad was with Lumumba when he was captured, but Lumumba told them, they're going to kill me because I have signed this agreement with Nkrumah to make Congo and Ghana the same country. That's why, and he knew it. And that's really significant because the salvation of the African people is in the unity of Africa. There is no other solution. There is no other way. But I just want people to know that we've been talking about the struggle against colonialism for a while. We didn't want black people to be talking about struggle against racism. I'm not saying racism doesn't hurt us, but we've been saying if you fight against racism, you're going to be turning in circles because you will never know when you have won your freedom. But if you're struggling against colonialism, you will know when you have won your freedom. Now, we have Chairman Omowale has made a particular contribution to that. He said, the struggle against colonialism is not just a struggle against policies. It's a struggle against mode of production. Brothers and sisters, we really want every single African in this room to understand this point. What you see around us is colonial mode of production. In Africa, in the Caribbean, in Europe. There is only one mode of production in the world, not two, only one. And capitalism is offshoot, is dependent on colonialism. When you hear people saying they are capitalists, whatever they claim to be, that's not the mode of production. For you to be a capitalist, you need colonized people all the time. Not yesterday, not sometime. You need colonized people all the time. For you to be successful, I have thought give me the company that makes an iPhone. What's that? Apple. For Apple to be successful, they need to colonize Africa, right? For England to be a capitalist country, they need to colonize Africans in the Caribbean. That's how it has been since we made 600 years ago. So the first question we need to resolve for us to be free, to be aware, black freedom means what? The end of colonialism as what? As a mode of production. That is every black person to understand. That's why I hear talk about multipolar world. We are not against that. But the Chinese have got power, don't they? They do. The Russians have got power, don't they? Yeah. So they say their interests have to be respected too. But you and I, where's our power? So we would want multipolar world. But where's our power? We don't have power. So when we got power, we can say, yes, we want a multipolar world too. But for us to have power, we need colonialism as a mode of production to go. And it cannot go if our struggle is not fought as one people, one nation. We are one African people. We are one nation. Our nation is Africa. That's our homeland. All of us are dispersed members of African nation. So that's basically I want to say. If you want to complete the struggle of Lumumba or of Malcolm X, you go free Africa as a nation. You go get rid of colonial mode of production. That's our struggle. That's our contribution to the humanity. That's what it's going to be. Thanks so much for the opportunity to speak today. Uhuru.
Uhuru, Uhuru. Brothers and sisters, for those who are not aware, the word sound, Uhuru, comes from the Kiswahili and other languages spoken in East, Central, and Southern Africa. It was popularized by the Kenya Land and Freedom Army during the 1950s, and it simply means, sorry, the Kenyan National Freedom Army is popularly referred to as the Mau Mau, yeah? And it simply means freedom. And so the greeting of the Uhuru movement is Uhuru, and you repeat Uhuru afterwards. Uhuru! 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 The Uhuru movement says that as African people, we should be concerned with our freedom 24/7, 365. Yeah. So we greet each other, Uhuru! Yeah, because we just remind ourselves, listen, we need to work for freedom. You know, see it. I've been listening to Uncle Luwezi all my life, and I can listen to him for hours. This is one of the sharpest minds, yeah, in our community, brothers and sisters. Don't get it twisted. One of the sharpest minds.